Welcome everyone to day 55 of building the flight booking engine. We have done a number of things, and this project covers literally the backend, the front end, DevOps, and just a lot. Okay, so many concepts: catching, logging, error handling, so many things. Okay, so today I want to talk about server-side events. In the previous video, if you remember, we began on notifications, and we dealt with email notifications. There are many ways people implement notifications in their applications. For this app or this project, okay, we have email notifications, or we could maybe add SMS, but I don't think we need it. But some people use SMS. Then we can have notifications within the app, okay? In-app notifications. So let us do that, okay? But to do that, we need to understand a concept called server-sent events, okay? Server-sent events. Now, I'm going to try my best to explain it. Let me see, do I have my screens ready? First of all, you'll find some people calling this SSE, okay? SSE. So this is simply also an abbreviation, okay? So do not get confused. If you hear someone saying SSE, okay, I'm working with SSE. And if they are a backend developer or front-end developer, okay, it's literally the same thing, okay? So let us go ahead and define what server-sent events are, okay? So server-sent events, okay, are simply events. So think about a technology. So you know that when we are building this application, we have clients and servers, okay? We have a client and server, okay? Client and then server. So it is a web technology which provides communication, okay, between a client and a server on the web, okay? And in this case, we're talking about a web page. Like, my backend is in FastAPI, and we're building a front end using Next.js. The front end, Next.js, is simply the result is a web page, okay, or multiple web pages which are linked together, okay, to give us what we call a web application. So the server-sent event is simply, or events, is a web technology, okay, for one-way server to client, okay, communication. So it is server to client. I want to use a different color for this. So it is from the server to client. So it is one way, okay? I'll say one way. Let me write one way so that you understand it. So it is one way, okay? One-way communication from the server to the client. So the client pushes data, okay, to the client. The client cannot ask for data from the server. That is something you should understand, okay? It is one-way communication, and that is it, okay? So server-side events is simply a web technology for one-way server to client data pushing, okay? And this is good for things like live feeds, alerts, okay? Notifications, okay? Live dashboards, okay? Whereby you expect information from the server, but the client does not need to send back data back, okay? And of course, this happens over HTTP, okay? So one-way communication over HTTP, okay? So one-way communication. When I'm using this board, I always tend to avoid writing long words, but I guess I have to. So one-way communication over HTTP. That's the whole point of server-sent events over HTTP. Okay. So understand that the client cannot send back. Okay. Cannot communicate back. It simply listens to what is coming from the backend. So what is going to happen is this, okay? For our case, we are going to have, okay, our clients. We're going to implement a concept, okay, that you'll hear about or you've heard about called the pub sub, okay? Pub, okay, pub sub, the pub sub concept, okay? But the pub is simply, actually, I should have written this in full, okay? So we have what they call the publishers, the publisher, okay, publisher, and then we have what is called the subscriber. Okay, so we're going to have our front end. Okay, our front end will. So I'm talking about this. Then we shall go into the actual code. We shall have our let's say we have our front end. Okay, multiple clients, maybe web pages. Okay, so these are, let me say this is a web page. Okay, a web page, and this is also a web page. Okay, so then down at this side we have the backend. Okay, just the call it the API. Okay, the backend. So we shall have all clients, okay, all web pages, okay, subscribing, okay, to events. Okay, all clients, okay, have to subscribe to particular events. Okay, they'll have to subscribe to particular events. Okay, so for example, so when an event happens, okay, when an event happens on the backend, okay, the API, the backend here, okay, can inform all subscribers, okay, can inform all subscribers, okay, about what event it's trying to alert the subscribers of these events, okay. The process of informing subscribers of an event that something, this event has happened, okay, is what is called publishing. Okay, so the front end will not publish any events. Only the backend will publish events. So front end only subscribes. Okay, the API will publish. Okay, that is how we're going to have our one-way communication. So in our case, we're going to have an endpoint. Okay, shall have here an endpoint on the backend. Okay, say forward slash. Okay, notifications. Okay, forward slash user ID. Okay, so that particular users, we can, any user, okay, who wants to subscribe to events, okay, they'll have to use this endpoint notifications, then the forward slash user ID. Okay, and any client that does this, uses this endpoint, they'll be able to get events for notifications. So in case, let us say a user upload an admin, okay, when the admin, okay, when admin uploads a ticket, okay, admin uploads a ticket. So when an admin uploads a ticket, do you know what we do? We publish a notification. Okay, publish a notification, actually an event. Okay, publish an event that with a message saying that the user with ID so and so has uploaded a ticket. Okay, so the subscribers of this event can be first of all the user who created the ticket, or all admins. In fact, I'm going to do it. All admins will be aware about this event, okay, of uploading a ticket, and also the user whose ticket has been uploaded, okay, will also receive that event, okay. So in the UI on the front end, we shall simply, okay, put that bell icon that is always drawn on the front end. Put that bell icon, okay, and simply maybe increase the count, okay, according to the number of events we get from the backend, okay. And then when someone opens it, okay, they'll be able to maybe see like a drop down, okay, have a drop down, and then they see the messages which have not been read, the unread messages. Then when they click on any of it, it will take them to another a page if possible, okay, to read the detail of it if required, and then it can be marked as read. Okay, but for marking something as read, we can simply use a REST API, okay, a normal REST API. So let's go ahead to implement this, okay. So I hope you have understood this properly, okay. Hope you've understood it. It's very, very easy, okay. Very, very easy. You don't need to overthink it, and actually it's simple, okay. It's simpler compared to things like WebSockets. If I have time in my MVP, I will explain to you WebSockets. But in short form, WebSockets require you to do what they call a two-way communication. Okay, the client can send an event or can communicate to the backend, and the backend can communicate to the front end. Okay, but in real time. Okay, one thing I forgot to tell you that also a server sent event is a real time thing. Okay, that's what is going to help us to get uh uh what we shall have as notifications. Okay, also real time. Okay, I forgot to tell you this. It is real time. Okay, this technology helps us to have what we call real time communication. Okay, so for real time communication, you can have it in two-way, whereby the client sends data to the backend, pushes data to the backend, and the backend also sends uh, data to the front end. But in server send events, okay, it is real time, but only the backend pushes data to the front end. The front end is only there to listen to that. So can we achieve this? Okay, that is what I want to uh, do right now. So let me open the code base, and of course, if you have a question, don't hesitate to ask. Let me open this side by side, okay, so that you can ask as many questions as you like. Okay, I'm looking for something. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll go to the backend. Let's start from the backend. I don't know why you guys start implementing your features, whether it's the backend or the front end. Personally, I prefer the backend. I think because I'm more of a backend developer, so I kind of find it more natural, okay, to go to the backend. Yeah, but let's do this, okay? So in the backend, in the root directory, I'll just create maybe a module, okay? Let's call it Redis, okay? Redis underscore client dot py, okay? I think this will be my global Redis client, and later maybe I'll refactor it to so that other places in the project use it. Because I think you go to routers, maybe utils, okay? In utils, security validation helpers, Okay, no, this is not it. Okay, so I can either put it here, or I can. Should it be in the root? Should it be in utils? Let me put it in utils here. Okay, so Redis client. Okay, so in the Redis client, I'll say from Redis. Okay, so we have Redis. I can go to show that we have Redis. It is in the compose, not compose.yaml, but in pyproject.toml. Okay, you see we have Redis. Let me zoom this in and check my screen here to make sure it is big enough for you to see. Redis. Okay, so we have Redis. I think this is good enough. If it's not visible, please let me know. Okay, let me know. I'll keep checking the chat from time to time to just make sure all is okay. All right, so from Redis, okay, from Redis shall import async IO. Okay, so back then there was a tool called async IO Redis. Okay, let me show you. IO Redis. Say I, is it AI or Redis Python? Okay, but they deprecated it. Okay, and if I go to their source code on GitHub, see, this repository was archived by the owner Feb 21 2023. It is now read only. If I go to here, okay, it says IO Redis is now in Redis Pi 4.20 RC 1 plus, okay, meaning onwards. Okay, so they say you can import this. You can say from Redis import async IO as IO Redis. Okay, instead of saying here, say pip install IO Redis. Okay, once you have Redis installed, the same thing is in async IO. So you can even do this IO Redis. Okay, so that maybe guys who have worked with old code do not get lost. Okay, as AIO. Why do I call it IO? IO Redis. Keep saying AI. Okay, IO Redis. Then can create an instance of Redis. I say Redis, okay, will be equals to IO Redis dot from underscore URL. Okay, and for now, of course, we know that we have our Redis running in the compose.yaml. Just a reminder. So you see, we have, if I scroll, where is it? See, we have Redis here, okay, running on port 639 internally and externally, okay? So, actually, I've just seen something, okay? Let me show you, just for you to know, okay? Usually, it's not good to use the latest image, okay? It's just good to always specify the exact version, okay, of what you want, okay? Usually, people get the stable version, which has long-term support, okay? So Redis client should say IO Redis from URL. Okay. Then here I'll say, okay, it's at Redis. Okay. Full colon, double slash. Instead of localhost, I'll say Redis. Okay. Because this is the name of the service in compose.yaml. Okay. Are you seeing? It is Redis. I mean, this one is called Redis on line 30. So you know that in Docker, we use the service names. Okay. Then full colon, say specify the port 6379. Okay, that should be enough for now. I'll remove one quote. Okay, this should be enough for now. So do not be tempted to put here something like localhost. Okay, simply use the actual service name in Docker. Okay, if you're using Compose and you're following this exact setup, I would suggest you do the same. Okay, so again, if you have any question, do not hesitate. Okay, there are no wrong questions, but only dumb answers, says my mentor. Okay, so now we need to go ahead and work on this. Okay, go ahead and work on this. So to do this, we have to I have to open up here. Okay, I'm thinking of creating the notification stream. Okay, you can just put it here. Okay, you can just leave it down here. I want to implement this. Let me show you. Where is it? the pub sub, okay, idea. From Redis, we can do it. So I'll come here and I say async def. Again, like, this is my first time I'm building a FastAPI application. So I'll always do mistakes from time to time, break things, improve them, okay? You can also tell me what to do right, what to change, and I'll keep improving from time to time. I'll say async def notification underscore. I'll call it streamer, okay? This is what is going to be helping us for streaming or publishing, okay? Notifications, okay? And we're going to publish stream notifications for a particular user ID, okay? So for now, I can just say string, okay, or UUID dot, okay? I'll change to UUID later, okay? Just say a string, then, okay? So you can see AI is trying to suggest stuff, okay? But most of it is not correct, but let's go ahead. I'll say the publish, okay, and sub. So pub is short form for publish, subscribe, okay? Instance would be equals to Redis dot pub sub, okay? So Redis comes with this pub sub object, okay? Pub sub function or method, okay? And if I hover over it, says return a publish or subscribe object. With this object, you can subscribe to channels and listen for messages that get published to them, okay? So we're going to have channels, okay, and publish messages to these channels, okay? So these channels will be subscribed to by clients, okay? And then the clients will listen for messages to them. All right. So again, if you don't understand, please make sure you ask a question. After that, next thing I'll do is to now do the subscription, okay? I'll make it basic. I'll say await, okay? Await pub sub, okay? Pub sub dot subscribe subscribe like that, okay? So this is a function that we use for subscribing. Again, if I hover over it, it says subscribe to channels. As simple as that. It is for subscribing to channels, okay? So using the pub sub object, this one here. So this object can either be used for subscribing or publishing. So here I will now say want to subscribe to a channel called notifications, okay? Can we modify it and say maybe f string notifications for a particular user, okay, for that user ID, okay? But we shall do that later, okay? Shall do that later. I want to keep it. I want you to understand the concept first, okay? Before we now start applying it to the project. Then after that, okay, I'll just have a simple loop, okay? Not a try like AI is saying. Say while true, okay, to keep it running. I'll say I want to now, in case there's a message, okay, which has been published, okay, I can say await, okay, pub sub, the same pub sub, okay, dot, it has a message, a method called get message, okay, get message, okay. So if I hover over it, says get the next message if one is available, otherwise none, okay. It says if timeout is specified, the system will wait for timeout seconds before returning. Timeout should be specified as a floating point number or none to wait concurrently. And look at the return type. It returns a coroutine. Okay. So I hope you understand what coroutines are. When I was learning FastAPI, and by the way, that playlist is on this channel. Okay. You can go ahead and look at coroutines, how I studied, and I try to break down what coroutines are. Okay. So it's very good that you understand coroutines. It's a very good concept in Python and generally in software engineering, something good for you to have. Okay. So ensure that you understand it. Okay. So I have here a slight distraction. Let me take care of it. Sometimes some things come in. You don't want to have urgent things to deal with when you're in a stream. Okay, yeah, it is all right. So let's continue. Okay, so in Redis, okay, Redis has certain confirmation messages, okay, that Redis sends back when you join or leave a channel. Okay, one of those messages is called subscribe, another one is called unsubscribe. Okay, subscribe and unsubscribe. Okay, so if for us, since because our application, okay, receives the actual published data, okay, we are going to ignore it. Okay, we're going to ignore it. Okay, so the default data, the default behavior of Redis is this. Let me try to explain it down here in a doc string. Okay, when you send when you send a when you send, let's just say, like when you call pub sub, okay, this one here, when you call this pub sub dot get message, okay, when you call pub sub dot get message, okay, what have I done? Okay, I want to copy this. I wanted to copy this. So when you call pub sub dot get message, what happens is that, okay, Redis sends back messages, okay, when you subscribe to the channel, okay, Redis sends back messages, okay, confirming your subscription, okay, something like this in this form. Says type, okay, and maybe for example, let's say type is subscribe, okay, subscribe, okay, then can comma, maybe specifies like the channel, okay, something like that, okay. So with ignore, with something called what they call ignore, okay, ignore subscribe messages, okay, a boolean, okay, if it is true by default, if it is true, okay, by default it is false, okay. If it is true, this get message function will return none, okay, or skip these confirmation messages, giving you only the messages you're interested in, okay. We are going to be creating our own messages. We don't need this type of subscribe or unsubscribe, okay. I hope this has made sense to you, okay. So I was trying to explain why I have this ignore subscribe messages equals to true. So it's a boolean, can be true or false, okay. Like I said, the default behavior of Redis is that when you subscribe to a channel, okay, Redis sends messages confirming your subscription in this kind of format, okay. So when we don't want when you say get messages to get this one of someone subscribing and unsubscribing. We don't need it, okay. So because we don't need it, we can tell Redis to ignore or skip it, okay. So if someone subscribes, okay, the function will simply return none, okay, or skip these confirmation messages, giving us just the messages we are interested in, okay. So we shall work with our own. Looking at the chat to see if there's any question. Let me stretch just a little bit. All right, so let me move on. So let's go on, okay. I hope that has made clear sense to you. Now, so I'll say message, okay. I'll store this in the message in case we get a message, okay. So if there's a message, okay. So if there's a message, okay, and okay, the message, okay, this will be like a dictionary, okay, having a type, okay. I'll say type is equals to message, okay, equals to message. Today I want to limit just following AI stuff, okay. Let me try to be a good boy, old school programmer. I will yield, okay. So here we're not going to return, okay, we're going to yield, okay. So notification streamer is an async generator function, okay. So if you don't know what generators are, in Python. Okay, I will not take time to explain generators. Okay, but simply go and research about generators in Python. But of course, I know by the time you come in to learn FastAPI, okay, by the time you come in to learn FastAPI, you know generators. Okay, but in simple terms, a generator in Python is simply an efficient way, okay, to work with iterators. Okay, so that you get data only when you need it, not all of it, okay, but only when you need it. Okay, and to get information when you need it is when you use this keyword called yield. Okay, so use yield. So, but even before that, we need to pick out the event. Okay, the actual event. I'll say event will be equals to maybe empty for now. I need to think about how to structure this. Okay, again, I'm looking at the chat for any question. No question yet. Good. So we yield. Okay, I'll say what will I yield? I'll just simply yield a string. Okay, actually, one thing I have to tell you that when you're working with server sent events, okay, make sure you work with small chunks of data. Okay, small strings. Okay, if you're going to send so many things going back and forth, okay, and heavy, you want to deal with heavy chunks of data, you'll have problems. Okay, deal with small chunks of data. Okay, so I'm going to create an f string. Okay, an f string, and you can see AI is trying to give the format of the data. Okay, but I'll say data. Okay, data full colon. Okay, then curly braces. Okay, then here we shall have the event. Okay, we shall have the event. Then, okay, here, but before we have this event, I want to do something. This event, we have to do a JSON dot loads. Okay, who knows what JSON dot loads does? I'll come here up and import the JSON Python module. Okay, so JSON dot loads, if you hover over it, says deserialize. Okay, so we shall deserialize. Okay, what are we going to deserialize? We're going to deserialize in this message variable. Okay, there is a key. We shall have a key called data. Okay, and you're going to understand. You're going to see how I'm going to build these messages. I'll build this message with the type. Okay, I'll build the message with the data when we are publishing, and you're going to see. So the invert, we shall deserialize the data. Okay, by using JSON.loads. After that, when we are yielding, okay, we serialize it. Okay, so we serialize this event by saying JSON, okay, dot dumps. Okay, dumps. Okay, like that. Then also here another one. Okay, then at the end we can have two new lines, a new line and a new line. I want to give you today. I don't want to spoon feed everything. Go ahead and find out why am I putting new lines, two new lines. Okay, and let me know in the comment section. Okay, why do you think I'm putting two new lines? Okay, so that is it a backward? Okay, backward slash and n is a means new line. Okay, so two of them means two new lines. Let me know. Okay, I want you to think. Why do you think I'm having two new lines? Okay, so that's all. Let's say okay. Maybe to put some kind of like delay. Okay, I can use actually what AI is saying. Okay, await async io dot sleep. Okay, make it really slow. So, but async io is not imported, so I can come up here and import async io. Okay, let's leave just for demo. Okay, so this is it. Okay, we have a notification streamer. In fact, this instead of saying Redis client, I'm just going to rename this to Redis. Okay, because if it's called Redis client, then a programmer comes and sees notification streamer here, they will wonder what's going on. Okay, but let me just leave it like that. Okay, to keep it simple. Okay, all right, and also very soon we shall use this user ID. Okay, we shall use this user ID very soon. Okay, but just know that we're going to users will be subscribe for particular messages, and we shall for particular events. Okay, in this case which are simply notifications. Okay, now I want to move on to something else. If you have a question, this is the best time to ask. Okay. So I want us to make use of this, okay, of this function, notification streamer. To do it, I'm going to go to, I think in routers, okay. In routers, I'm going to create a new file, module. I'm going to call it notifications.py, okay. Notifications.py. Maybe do I need this? All right, yeah, let's have it, okay. Let's do it. So I will come here. Where is this? From FastAPI, import API router. Okay, we need API router for now only. Okay, like you see me checking here. Where I check is to make sure that I've imported the correct thing. Okay, then we shall have an instance of the router. Say router will be equals to API router. Okay, I can go with this prefix being notifications and tag equals to that. Okay. Then here, okay, can I have a sync? I'm going to have a path operation. Okay, sync at router. Okay, dot get. So the similar things like you've seen this. Okay, the same concept of path operations. Okay, so the prefix, so you say prefix will be notifications. Okay, / okay, user ID. Okay, so user ID will be a path parameter. Okay, then you shall have the path operation function, which will be async def. I can just call it notifications if you can spell it correctly. Okay, then of course we have our user underscore ID, which is simply a string in this case. Then on the next line, I'll return. Okay, what I want to return is something from FastAPI. It's streaming response. Okay, let me go to the browser, to Google. Okay, I see if I say FastAPI streaming response, to make sure I'm importing it correctly. Streaming response. So you see, it's not easy. You can't cram everything. Okay, let me see if I'll find it here. Something like called streaming response. Okay, this, yeah, from FastAPI.responses. Okay, yeah, not, so it's not from FastAPI, but from FastAPI.responses. So from FastAPI.responses import streaming response. Okay, so right here I'm going to return a streaming response. Checking the chat if there's any question. Okay, let's go on. So this streaming response is going to make use of this notification streamer. Okay, so I'll come here and pass it. I'll say from backend .utils, okay, .redis import notification streamer. Then in the streaming response here, I'll say notification streamer. Okay, we pass, okay, we pass the user ID. Okay, then the MIME type. Okay, so remember in MIME types, okay, recently we have been working with certain things. Okay, we've been working with application JSON. Okay, the things like image / png. Okay, you have MIME types like what am I thinking about? Is it text HTML? Okay, something like that. Okay, so for streaming, okay, the media type, okay, the media type has to be text / event dash stream. Okay, that's the media type. So this function here, streaming response, will take the media type at the end. So I'll come here and say comma media type equals to text event stream. Then remove this. Okay. So notification streamer, user ID, media type, text, event stream. Okay. That's a good first step. Later I'm going to modify this to have like, what do you call it? Things like authentication, authorization. Wow, some words can literally disappear from your mind when you need them. So with that done, now we are ready to stream. We need now to publish. Okay, we need now to publish. And publishing is not actually hard. It's easy. So what I'm going to do is this. We first of all actually need to register this router. I'd forgotten. In main.py, okay, up here, from backend.routers, import notifications. Okay, notifications. But why can't all this be in one line? Backend routers import flights, comma payments. If I'm wrong, Fleck and the pre-commit hook will fix. Remove this. Come here, comma, remove that. Okay. Yeah, this is better. So minimize this, minimize that. So we can come here and say app.include router notifications.router. Okay, that is much better. After that, now we can make use of this Redis instance to publish. Okay, to publish. So let's go to where we are doing tickets. Okay, so routers, go to tickets.py. Okay, here app, here I'll say from backend dot utils dot redis. Okay, import redis. Okay, so we're importing this. Okay, then when you upload the ticket, we're going to publish an event. Okay, which will be ideally the notification. Okay, so in-app notifications using server sent events. So now, yeah, it's a very good concept. If you understand it, I'm sure you'll be good, really, really good. Okay. I just discovered my stream on this other screen was behind. So if you're finding this very valuable, like this video so that YouTube knows this is good stuff to recommend to other people. Leave a comment. Okay, that's how YouTube knows that this is actually quality stuff to give people. Okay, and subscribe and share with people in your network so that they benefit. So let's do this. Okay, so I'm going to now publish an event. Okay, remember I've just imported Redis. So where can I do this? If not booking, update booking, updated. So you see, we have in the previous stream we were working with the email notification. Okay, and I've already thought about ways of making this better. Trust me. Okay, you'll see as we go ahead. Okay, there's a way of doing this even better that I was thinking about. Okay, so background task with add task, we send an email notification, but after sending the email, okay, we can also send an in-app notification. Okay, so I can come here, so you can see the AI is already suggesting. Okay, so but it's not entirely right. Okay, so let me write it out. So I'll say await. Okay, await. What do I await? Redis dot. So it has, just like you saw earlier on, we had this, we have pub sub, subscribe, but now you should be having those those methods, okay, in your name, like pub sub, subscribe, get message. Okay, so here, and we have another one called publish, which is not for publishing the event. Okay, what will be on the front end, our notification. So Redis should publish. What do we want to publish? Remember, people are subscribing to notifications. Okay, so I'll say subscribe to notifications. Okay, so subscribe is a string. I'll paste notifications. Okay, then I am going to now, remember, look at this. Look at what we're looking for. We're looking for type. Okay, we're looking for data. So what I'm going to do is this. Okay, I'll just say comma, go up here and import JSON. Say import JSON. Why? Because here we're going to what is it called? Deserializing. Okay, we're going to deserialize. We need to serialize the message. Remember, it is going to be sent over the network, over the internet. So we need to serialize it. So to serialize, I'll say JSON dot dumps. Okay, like that. What am I going to use JSON dot dumps? Okay, I want to dump a dictionary. Okay, this dictionary would be made up of a few things. Okay, number one, we need the user. Okay, I'll pass the user ID. So you say user. Okay, user underscore ID full colon. Then I'll say str convert to string booking dot, I think it's user ID. Yes, booking dot user ID. I think it's already a string, but just to be safe, let me just convert it to a string like that. Then after that, what do we need? What do we need? I can put another key. Okay, another key, a key called, say we have loads data. Okay, let me show you something. Let's continue. You'll see what I'm trying to do. So I'll say full colon. Okay, let me just put this on the next line so it's visible. Okay, message. The message will be, okay, AI is suggesting something. I'll take that, put in the next line so that you can read it clearly. Okay, this is a little better for you to read. Okay, so JSON.dumps. Actually, let me remove all this. Okay, I'll put it on one line. The pre-commit tool will format this for me correctly. So data. Okay, so there's this that AI is trying to suggest: user ID, booking ID, ticket URL. Okay, let me just use this for now. So now here, instead of passing the data, I can now say JSON dot dumps data. Okay, but if you look at here, we have if message and type is equals to message JSON dot loads that. Okay, so let's have this for now. Okay, what else can we do? Okay, so this is going to publish, of course, to just to a user. Okay, to a user. But let us say this is I'm looking for a word to explain. Okay, but let me not confuse you. Let me not confuse you. In fact, to keep it simple, okay, we shall advance it in the next step. To advance it, the data that we're going to send to the user. Okay, let me not pass the booking ID and the ticket URL. Okay, let me just remove that. Okay, well, can even call this text. Okay, instead of saying message, just say text to keep it simple for you. Okay. User ID, yeah, that's the user ID. The ticket is that, and then yeah. So assuming we wanted to maybe supply to all admin users, okay, we can do it. Okay, and I want to show you how to approach it. So ideally, I could create a helper function to get all admins, and I think I did something like that. I need to find it. Where did I? In a recent implementation, when we were sending emails, not sending, yeah, email, yeah, actually, yeah, email notifications, we had a function for getting all admins. Okay, dependencies, I think it should be up here. CRUD permissions, users, get admin. Let me see, it could be here. Get user by email, get verify, update password, invalidate token, get admin emails. Okay, this is get admin emails. I want get admin user. So I'll define a function called get underscore admin underscore users. Okay, because I think I'll need what is called their emails. Okay, for their emails, so that I can send to them. But actually, I just need the admins, not even their emails. So here, you see AI is trying to suggest I need the session. So today I've tried to be disciplined, not to auto-generate code with AI. Okay, session. Then here, I'll put a doc string saying get all users who belong to the admin group. But I guess the code will also explain for itself. So I'll write my statement, okay, which equals to something. For now, let it be none. Okay, then here I'll say return, okay, session dot execute. Okay, we want to execute the statement. Okay, dot all. Okay, guys who have done Django, don't you find this very hard? Like Django makes it way easy, way easy, way easy. This is this is a lot of work for me who's coming from Django. I don't know what others say, but I see it's a lot of work. You don't need to do this. Come on, why do I need to do all this? Anyway, let me not rant. So let's continue. Okay. Then I can now say select. Okay. Select. Well, the statement is actually a clause. Okay. Like you see the select statement. It's very similar to this select. Okay. Yeah. I guess when you do something again and again, you start getting used to it. Okay. So I'll say select. Okay. What do I want to select? User in DB. Okay. Dot join. Okay. What I want to join? I want to join the group, the user group. Okay. User group. We're going to import it. Okay. User group dot where. Okay. Where actually we need join user group. I think also then join also group. We shall import this one soon. Join group. Okay. Group dot where. Okay. Where the group the group's name is equals to admin group name. Okay, so if you look at admin group name, it's simply a constant saying admins. Okay, so where is user group? We need to find it in this, in the models here. Permissions should be permissions. So user group, okay, we have the group here. Okay, we have user group here. Okay, so if I go down, I mean up, not down, from backend.models.users, import user in db backend.models.permissions, import group, common user group. Why user group? If I go to user group, see, it links the user to the group using the user ID and group ID. Okay, so if you miss the stream on groups and permissions where I was trying to copy the system of Django, okay, and have it in FastAPI, you have to watch it. Okay, you have to watch it and to make sure you understand. So actually, when I do this, I'm trying to cover all concepts. Okay, all concepts. Maybe not all, but let me say almost everything that you need to, excuse me, to create a good backend. Okay, to create a good full stack application that you can, like showcase. Okay, like to develop all the skills you need, and not all, but almost all that you need to build. Let me say 90% of all applications on the web. Okay, and you can use it for freelancing and maybe getting work and stuff like that. And me too, who is starting FastAPI for the first time. Okay, I'm building my first project and learning from it. So what else am I missing? And what am I looking for? So, okay, select DB, join user group, join group, where group.name equals admin. Okay, so execute the statement. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it. That's it. Now, okay. Now what I need to do, so we have that. We have, okay. Actually, I thought I was done. We're not done, okay. Now I can use that function, okay. I can import it up here. We need, wait, am I getting tired? I think I'm getting tired. Where are we? Where are we? I did this. Okay. Crude. Yeah, so we need to import this. Get admin ads users. So I'll close this. Come here at the top and say from backend dot crude dot is it users, import get admin users. Okay, so if we do, for example, like to send notifications to all admins, okay, I'll say admin users, admin underscore users will be equals to that function get admin users and pass the session. Okay, then I'll say for every admin, for admin in admin users. Okay, then you know what I would do. Okay, I would say what data, okay, will be equals to something like this up here. Okay, I'll copy this, paste it there. Just remove this to make it consistent. Okay, come on. Sometimes I hate this autocomplete for AI. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Okay, I'm actually going to adjust it. I'll say await Redis. Okay, dot publish. Okay, what are to which channel are we publishing today? Notifications channel. Okay, then we do JSON.dumps that. And look at this. Why I'm actually doing this is because I want you to see that the channel you publish to is the same. Okay, it's notifications channel, but it can change depending on the number of channels you have and which one you want to publish to. Okay. And of course, also this channel doesn't have to be a magic string. Okay. We can create a constant, okay, for it. Like something like this can say maybe, can say channel underscore notifications. Okay. Notification equals notifications. Okay. Then here we replace channel notifications, channel notification, like that. Even here we replace, okay, with channel notification. I see. Then this constant can be in a separate module. Okay, you get. So I'll just put back what we had. You get. So yeah, understand that. So let's go ahead and use this admin. Okay. So for the admin, we can say the user ID here instead will be admin.id. Okay. Then what else? Here for the text, okay, I'll say ticket uploaded for booking. Okay, like that. Okay, for booking, maybe you say booking.id. Okay, then we make this an f string. This is booking.id, not if, but id. Okay, so that is, I think this should do it. Okay, but then also the front end. Okay, the front end needs work. Since the backend is now done, people can now subscribe. Okay, how are they going to subscribe? Using this endpoint. Just a short walkthrough. Where is my routers.py? Routers.py. Here in notifications. Okay, so in notifications they will subscribe to this. Okay, notifications / user ID. Okay, and then they shall have a streaming response. Okay, being handled by the notification streamer class. Okay, so every time anybody does redis.publish, okay, anybody who is making use of this endpoint, okay, will be able to get what has been published. Okay, so this is the publish subscribe concept. Subscribe concept. Okay, so the backend will be pushing data to the front end in only one direction, one-way direction, not two-way. The client will not be able to send data to the backend, only to listen. Okay. So to be able to do that on the let me first run the backend actually. Look at compose app. I hope there's no error. Okay, the backend is running. It's not good the front end. The backend, localhost / docs. Localhost, not 30,000, 8,000. Okay, so if I look for, you see here we have it. Okay, ready for us. So let us handle this. Just give me a moment. Let me respond to this. All right, sorry, I was handling an emergency. So I was just showing you this. Okay, the endpoint is ready. So let's try to so what handles that on the front end actually is something concerned with HTML5. Okay, let me show you. HTML5 event stream. Is it called event? Aha, yes, this is it. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to use an event. Is it called the event source API, something like that? Event source API. Yeah. So something concerning HTML5, JavaScript. It's a basic front end thing. So it's what we are going to do it on the front end. I'm trying to get my YouTube comfortable. What is this? What is this? Sometimes tech can bully a software engineer. All right, that's why I think my relatives even wonder, or even I think even yours, you've encountered this whereby your people wonder why you cannot fix certain things, and yet you say you're a programmer. Okay, so we're going to use our server-side events. Okay, and we're going to simply receive. Okay, so to receive we need what we call an event source. Okay, we're going to use the server. What you see, read this. It says the server-side event API is contained in the event source interface. So we're going to use it. Okay. To do that, we shall create an event source API. So I want us to do it on the front end. To test it, we're going to do, if I close the backend. Okay, close the backend. Open the front end. Go to source, app, admin. Let me go to page.tsx. Okay, let's do it here. So I want to show you, I'll create a use effect. Okay, go to use effect hook just right here. Okay, say use effect. Okay, so use effect like that. I'm starting to forget even how to type code from scratch. AI is really becoming a problem. Then I'll put here comma and an empty dependency array. Oh, can you see this? Let me check my screen on this end. Today my stream keeps showing me all data. I hope it is giving me what's live. Okay. Guys, if what I'm showing is not clear, please let me know. Okay. So the browser has that event source. Okay. So I'll say const. Okay. So I'll say const SSE server, which is for server-side event. Okay. Will be equals to new event source. Okay. New event source. Okay. Event source API. Pass the parameter. Pass parentheses. Okay. But if you look at it, it says it expects an argument, the URL. Okay. So I can come here and say URL. Okay. Then I'll say const URL. Okay. Then I'll put the URL. I can use the autocomplete. So you see it says process.env next public API URL notifications stream question mark token equals to this. Okay. But for now, we're not going to pass the token. Okay. We're not doing authentication for it. Okay. I'm just trying to drive home the point. And here we shall need the user ID. Okay. So on this page, okay, we need the user ID from, I think this use auth. Okay. Use auth. If I go to definition of use auth, okay. How can I go to it? Okay, here it is. Okay. I think use auth. Use auth has user info. Okay. User info. Okay. And user info, type of user info has user, okay, who is also, which has an ID. Okay. So user info has an ID. So we can use that ID. So I can pick user info from right here. Say comma user info like that. Okay. Then down here, can pass that variable and I say user info dot ID. Okay, see, I have ID like that. Of course, it does put a question mark because it can be nullable. Okay. Then for the server, so say new event source, we pass that URL. Okay. So the front end only cares about the event source that we have defined on the backend. So after that, you can now try to use it. Okay, and say server-side event dot on, on message. Okay, can pass the event. Okay, the actual event. Then For now, I can keep it simple. I can say console.log, okay? Event.data, okay? Like that. Then here, I say SSE dot on error. If an error occurs, we say console dot error, okay? SSE error, okay? Come back and pass. Should be an error given to us here, okay? Error, okay? Paste the error here. Then after that, you can now close SSE dot close, okay? This is all doing cleanup action in these things, but in the use effect hook, but I've forgotten. I'll research about it and do it. So let me run this and let's check the front end. So am I still logged in as an admin? I'm going to copy the password from Postman, paste the password, copy this, paste this one, okay? Say no, go to the console, okay? So you see we have no error concerning it, okay? Now, okay, I'm going to create another tab, okay? Copy this, open a tab, go to this user's details, and let's try to upload the ticket, okay? Upload this if this was a ticket. Come here. Aha, are you seeing that? Very nice. Are you seeing this message? Instant, okay? No need to refresh the page. No need to do anything. We got 1, 2, 4 messages, okay? But of course, in this case, it did this because look at our code on the backend, okay? We shall need now to specify to send to particular people, okay, to particular channels, okay. And our channels, I'm going to modify this subscribe notification, okay, to be tied to this user ID in this string, okay, so that it's very unique. But you can see it's working, okay, very nice. By simply coming here to the front end in this use effect hook, okay, I simply tell event source that this is the URL we are interested in, okay, and if there's a message, we are simply logging it, okay, and if there's an error, we also log it and close, okay. But for now, we simply have it. In fact, another advantage I forgot to tell you, okay, server-side events have an automatic retry mechanism, okay. So if you're learning something from this video, from these streams and this series in day 55, let us say from day 1 to day 55, please subscribe, share this video with people in your network, like it, okay, so that YouTube knows that this is something quality. Leave a comment, ask a question, so that YouTube knows this is quality and we grow community. So you can see it's working, okay? I can clear the screen for you to see again. Okay, it's clear. I'll come here, upload the ticket. Okay, open, hit upload, come here. You see? In real time, okay? As soon as the ticket was uploaded successfully, we have the events. And you can see the format, okay? We have the user ID, okay? And then we have the text, okay? Say ticket uploaded for booking this, okay? Actually, if you look at this, If I go to, where is it? I think here. I think this message, your ticket has been uploaded successfully. Here we get your ticket has been uploaded successfully. Then down here says ticket uploaded for booking that. Even here we get ticket uploaded for booking that. Okay, but then we shall need to change this, because if I'm to show you here, okay, look at this email. Okay, this is the email of the customer, okay, and look at the email in the navbar for the admin, okay, they are different. So this first one here should not be coming the admin, that okay, that your ticket has been uploaded successfully. No, because it's supposed to be for only the user, okay, so which means we shall have to change, okay, and make modifications to our channel and stuff like that, okay. But let us work on that in the next stream, okay. I wanted to do this so that you understand the concept of server sent events, okay. So just to do a quick recap is that server sent events are simply a web technology which enable one-way communication, okay, between a server and a client. And this communication is in real time, okay, over a single HTTP connection, okay. That is something I forgot. Over a single HTTP connection, single HTTP connection, and provides real time, okay, in a one way from the server to the client. The server pushes data in form of events to the client. So clients are thought of, you can implement this using the publisher subscribers concept, okay, which can help us, which can be which can be easily implemented by the help of Redis. Okay, so we used Redis to implement publishers and subscribers. Okay, right now we have one which is just generic. Okay, because I wanted you to see something working in a basic way. Okay, but we're going to modify the things. Okay, to create channels specifically for particular users, because this is just general to all saying channel notifications. Okay, but we want a use case whereby like this admin shouldn't be getting this message saying your ticket has been uploaded, because it's not their ticket, okay? But all admins should get this message saying ticket uploaded for this, okay? And of course, this admin in particular should not get all these last 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they're saying ticket uploaded for booking, ticket uploaded for booking, ticket uploaded for booking, ticket uploaded for booking, okay? You should only get one, okay? So we're going to deal with that in the next stream, customize it and get better. Okay. So I hope you have understood server sent events. Okay. It's a simple technology, very important, and can help you achieve much. If you've not understood this, please watch this stream as many times as you can. If it's not clear, always take advantage of asking questions. Okay. Ask questions. There is no dumb question. There are only dumb answers. So thank you for watching and see you in the next stream as we continue to build the flight booking engine. So we have moved